accommodate both all of those members of Reston Association as well as the entire business community. About 40% of the RCC's constituency is made up of the business community here. How much detail went into your analysis in terms of actual business participation in such a site?
Businesses are certainly an important part, and when we looked at the demographics, we understand that there was, we can really segment the market between Reston citizens and Reston businesses and what that overlap is. But Reston businesses we understand that they use the facilities and they use them heavily. So our estimates are again pretty conservative based on that fact that we're really focused on Reston citizens or Reston residents, and beyond that, there's going to be even a greater demand if businesses continue to expand within the area.
One of the things I'd like to point out is the demand projections that Craig was going through were focused on what we call core users. Core users, we focus on those because those are the most predictable users, but they don't comprise the entire user base that the facility would serve. So we start from there, and then we then model in percentage for recreation and casual users, and then we layer in the business community. So the facilities that we're illustrating seem like very large assets, and they are. But one of the things I want to make clear, if it didn't come through, is in the facility scenarios that we're looking at, the question of whether or not they would be saturated by users is, for us, not really an open question. The answer to that is yes, and the questions or the considerations going forward should really be a matter of policy, prioritization of users, setting fees, and sort of the business planning type judgments on how the facility will operate should the community determine that putting that asset in the community is a priority.
Hey guys, got a question up here. No, right behind you. Before I get to my question, I just want to thank everybody for coming out today, and I really think that this whole process we need to be about transparency, getting facts out for everybody. So through this journey, we're going to have a lot of input from everybody. Now my question, you guys have mentioned about a 90% use rate by Reston residents. I was wondering if you could explain how you got to that 90% number.
The 90% number, we were trying to project what the operating cost recapture potential could be. The models that were based on, because that's an important decision for everybody in this room to get comfortable with, were modeled based on 9% of the users paying what we would consider to be the Reston rate. We could easily model, because of the demand in the surrounding communities, something much higher than that. And what we didn't want to do is get into the trap projecting a much lower cost to enter the facility, being subsidized by people who are outside the community. The strategic analysis was that this should be for Reston, not a financial or revenue opportunity given the totality of the market. So the 90% is, I don't want to say artificial, but managed to illustrate what the operating performance would be if the policies did keep it to be primarily investment facility.
So said another way then, 9 out of 10 people that would use the facility you're saying would be Reston residents.
Right.
Which would include the businesses to build.
That's not what he said.
But it's something to be managed. And the reason why we modeled it that way was because the question that we were trying to answer was the cost of entering the facility, what would that generate, and what would be associated with the facility.
Artificial is the term.
It can be. The number of people that we illustrated using the facility were based on 2 treating the demographics that way. If you want to be able to serve a larger market, we would then recommend that you need some of the facilities to be larger. But to be able to make sure that the facilities did serve the purpose for which they're being designed, that is the assumption that's consistent with that.
Right, and just
Okay,
to go
we
my
have some
question.
questions over here.
I'm sorry, but just to go my question back to what I was looking, that's what I had for sure. Okay. But I was really just trying to understand how the 90% was arrived at, okay, versus it being 70 or 60 or 85. So, because I don't understand from what you presented, so that's why I was curious.
Okay.
Another question that I have for you as well is in looking at the functionality of the facility and the comparison to other facilities in this area, which facilities have you guys actually gone in and taken a look at, such as like a Worldgate Sport and Health or the Sport and Health in Reston or other competitive type of facilities that are somewhat comparable maybe in other parts of the county or other places in the U.S. and just that some feedback on that?
Okay, well, it's actually a bit of a hybrid. Once you want to start.
In terms of what we looked at for facilities outside of Reston, we did.
Well, no, first if you just start in Reston or in the Reston area, because it will go to competitiveness. So like a Sport and Health in the Worldgate sector, which is a good overlap, but there's some kind of.
Yeah, we looked at not only the community facilities, the YMCA, the Herman facilities, the Freedom Aquatic Centers, and all the community facilities before them. We talked to the facility folks, and then we went beyond that and got a sense of, and it's in the report, of looking at all the private facilities, because that's who, more or less, feeding, complementing those facilities. So, yeah, the Sports and Health of the world, the Worldgates of the world, going into those facilities. It's a sensitive topic when you try to go in and interview those people because they're not very forthcoming with some information. So, we try to go in and ask them questions and get a sense of what's being offered in those facilities, what they're charging, what the amenities are, how big is their pool, how many courts they have, how many multi-purpose rooms, how big is their weight and fitness equipment or their rooms, how many pieces of equipment. So we try to do that as much as possible to really get a sense of the community market and the private market and where these facilities might complement or compete with them.
And then just to draw a distinction between the difference of functionality, let's say to the Worldgate, because that's the one that I know. There's probably others as well. But I would assume it's more of the swimming, the aquatics. There's a differentiator here versus Worldgate. And I'm trying to think of any other differentiators that might be. Meeting rooms as well? Okay. And then my last one, sorry for eating up all this time, but...
John, we have some questions over here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, just one more. So, I don't want to chew the microphone. I'm sorry, guys. But I hear a lot about the aquatics, and I hear a lot about tennis league, and then the gymnastics or gymnasium aerobics and fitness as well, and then capacity of programs. That there's extra demand for programs, or there's enhancement of programs. I'm trying to gain a little more understanding of what are those programs and where's the need coming for the aerobics and where's the need coming for the fitness and the gymnasium as well. Because I see that there's tennis players, I see that there's the swimmers as well, and big needs for that too. And I know there's lots of questions around the other needs and where are those needs being generated from. Can you share a little bit there?
Yeah, the needs are being generated from Reston right now. A lot of the people are meeting their needs by traveling further than they would like to. Many are going outside of Reston, driving great distances to access facilities. So we're not talking about people who are currently sitting on the couch and they're miraculously become active because this facility gets built. It will really allow them to access